There is a specific image that haunts you. It visits you in the quiet hours of the morning, and it lingers behind your eyes when you try to sleep. It is the image of them, the one who left, the one who ran. But in this image, they are not suffering. In your mind, they are smiling. They are comfortable. They are with someone else, a third party, and they seem perfectly, excruciatingly fine. It feels like a betrayal of the soul. You ask yourself, how can they replace the depth we shared with something so shallow? How can they look at me with all this history and choose silence? How can they look at this other person and choose safety? You feel forgotten. You feel erased. And above all, you are exhausted. You are tired of holding the energetic weight for two people. But I want you to pause. I want you to take a breath and step back from that image. Because what you are seeing is an illusion. It is a carefully constructed facade designed to protect a fragile ego from annihilation. The truth is not what it looks like on the surface. The truth is hidden in the silence. The avoidant soul, the one you love, is not on vacation. They are in a self-imposed exile. They have not found a better home. They have checked themselves into a facility of energetic numbness. Today, we are going to look behind the curtain. We are going to deconstruct the three-layered paradox that traps your unawakened counterpart. We are going to speak about the false refuge, the insatiable longing, and the prison of fear. And by the end of this, you will no longer envy where they are. You will understand it. And that understanding will set you free. Let us dismantle the image that haunts you. It is the image of the one you love, the avoidant soul, seemingly perfectly content in the arms of another. From where you stand, this new dynamic looks like a betrayal of the highest order. It looks like they have chosen stability over depth. It looks like they have successfully replaced the sacred connection you shared with something ordinary, and somehow that ordinariness is enough for them. You ask yourself how they can sleep so soundly while you are awake with the weight of two souls. You wonder how they can trade the ocean for a puddle and call it paradise. But I want you to look closer. I want you to look past the curated photographs and the public masks. We must deconstruct this painful paradox, not with bitterness, but with the clinical precision of psychology and the compassionate wisdom of the spirit. The first layer of this trap is what we call the false refuge. To understand why they are there, you must understand the nervous system of an unhealed person. When your counterpart interacts with you, they do not just feel love, they feel exposure. You are a high voltage wire. You carry the frequency of truth. When they are near you, their masks dissolve and their shadow self is illuminated. To a nervous system wired for survival and control, this intensity registers as a threat. It feels like being burned alive by the light. So, they run. They do not run toward love, they run toward regulation. The third party represents a thermal regulator. This person is often a numbing agent. This relationship is not built on soul recognition or ancient contracts. It is built on safety. It is built on the predictable logistics of the day. When they are with the third party, the avoidant soul experiences an energetic coldness that feels soothing to their inflamed defenses. It is safe because it requires nothing of them. It does not ask them to evolve. It does not ask them to look at their trauma. It is a relationship of surface-level agreements. Think of it this way. You are the ocean. You are vast, deep, sometimes turbulent, and teeming with life. The third party is a plastic swimming pool. The plastic pool is safe. You can see the bottom. You will never drown in it, but you will also never swim. You will never feel the power of the tide. Your counterpart is currently sitting in that plastic pool, shivering, telling themselves that this is what water is supposed to be. But deep down, in the cellular memory of their spirit, they know the difference. This leads us to the second layer of the paradox, which is the insatiable longing. You might fear that out of sight means out of mind. You might fear that they have forgotten you. But energy cannot be destroyed, and quantum entanglement cannot be severed by blocking a phone number. Even within the safety of that third-party dynamic, there is a pull. It is a non-local force that defies time and space. The avoidant soul feels you. They may not have the language for it, but they feel it as a phantom limb syndrome. They go through the motions of their safe life, but there is a persistent, low-level anxiety humming in the background. It is the feeling that something vital is missing. They try to fill this void with distractions. They pour themselves into work. They obsess over hobbies. They perform romance for the world to see. But the longing is insatiable because it is a longing for home. You are the energetic address of home. They are starving at a banquet because the validation they receive from the third party has no nutritional value for their soul. They are seen, but they are not known. They are heard, but they are not understood. Finally, we encounter the third layer, the prison of fear. You ask, if they are unfulfilled, why do they not return? Why do they stay in the plastic pool? The answer lies in paralysis. To return to you requires the death of the ego. To return to you means admitting that their safe structure was a lie. To return to you means facing the overwhelming intensity that shattered their control in the first place. They are trapped in a vicious cycle. The pain of missing you is sharp, but the fear of being consumed by the connection is paralyzing. So, they choose the known misery over the unknown transformation. They are not free. They are in a holding cell of their own making, waiting for the courage to break the lock. Now, I want to invite you to shift your perspective entirely. We must move you from the position of the victim to the position of the witness. For a long time, you have told yourself a specific, painful story. You have whispered it to yourself in the dark. You have said, I am the one left behind. I am the one suffering while they are living their best life. I am the one bleeding while they are smiling. This narrative is heavy. It anchors you to the floor of your own grief. But let us look at the energetic reality, stripped of the ego's storytelling. We must look at what is actually happening on a soul level. You, the anxious heart, the holder of space, you are currently in the fire of transformation. Yes, it hurts. It burns. But do not mistake this burning for destruction. It is alchemy. You are being forged. Because they left, you have been forced to turn inward. You have been forced to find your own worth, your own connection to the divine, independent of their validation. You are expanding. You are growing. You are learning to source your love from within your own chest rather than begging for scraps at their table. You are becoming a sovereign entity. This pain is the growing pain of a soul becoming too large for its old life. Now, let us look at them with the eyes of a master psychologist. The avoidant soul is stagnant. By choosing the false refuge of the third party, they have effectively pressed the pause button on their evolution. They are not moving forward. They are merely running in place. They have chosen comfort over growth, and in the laws of the universe, Stagnation is a form of spiritual decay. They are not living, they are acting. Imagine for a moment the sheer amount of energy it takes to maintain a lie every single day. Imagine the exhaustion of pretending to love someone you only feel lukewarm about. Imagine the effort required to suppress your true nature, to wear a mask of normalcy, just to avoid the terror of real intimacy. That is not a life. That is a performance. The paradox is this: you think you are the one in pain because you can feel everything. But feeling everything is a sign of life. Nerves that feel pain are nerves that are alive. They are the ones in true danger because they are trying to feel nothing. And the human soul will not allow that forever. Numbness is not peace. Numbness is a dam holding back a river. Eventually, the dam breaks. Eventually, the plastic pool cracks under the weight of the weather. You do not need to envy the sleeper. You are awake. And while being awake is painful, it is the only state in which you can truly live. The third party is not your rival. They are not the villain of this story. In this new paradigm, they are a placeholder. They are a containment vessel for the ego of your counterpart until they are strong enough to face the fire. In a strange way, you can offer gratitude for the third party. They are babysitting the unawakened parts of your person. They are keeping the avoidant soul safe in a cocoon of mediocrity while you do the hard, brave work of becoming whole. When you see it this way, the jealousy evaporates. It is replaced by a deep, quiet understanding. You are the one doing the work. You are the one climbing the mountain. They are sitting at the base camp, terrified of the altitude. Do not look down at them with anger. Look at them with the compassionate detachment of someone who knows that eventually they too must climb. But until then, you keep walking. You keep expanding. You realize that their absence was the catalyst for your own magnificence. The rejection was actually a redirection toward your own soul. This is the shift. You are not the one who lost. You are the one who is being found. We have deconstructed the illusion of their happiness and shifted the paradigm of who is truly growing. But understanding these concepts intellectually is not enough. You can know the path and still never walk it. To truly change the trajectory of this connection, and more importantly, the trajectory of your own life, you must move this wisdom from your head into your nervous system. You must integrate it. We are going to discuss 3 specific internal shifts. These are not manipulation tactics to get them back. These are acts of sovereign reclamation to get yourself back. When you reclaim yourself, the dynamic shifts automatically, not because you forced it, but because you changed the energetic frequency of the bond. The first shift is the detachment from visual evidence. You must stop witnessing their performance. In the modern age, social media has become the propaganda department of the ego. It is a curated gallery of lies designed to prove that everything is fine. When you scroll through their feed, looking for clues, you are not finding the truth. You are engaging in an act of self-harm. You are traumatizing your own nervous system. Your brain does not know the difference between a digital image and a physical reality. When you see them smiling with a third party, your body floods with cortisol. You reopen the abandonment wound. You validate the story that you are replaceable. You must make a sacred pact with yourself today. You will no longer be the audience for their fiction. You will no longer consume the evidence of their mask. If you must visualize them in their truth. See them as they are when the camera is off. See them confused, See them longing. See them human. By removing your gaze from their public persona, you stop feeding the monster of your own insecurity. You starve the illusion so that the truth can breathe. The second shift is the energetic U-turn. For months, or perhaps years, your energy has been a searchlight. You have been scanning the horizon, looking for them, worrying about them, wondering what they are feeling. This projection of energy is palpable. Even miles away, they feel it. It feels like a demand. It feels like a hook. It pushes the avoidant soul further away because it feels like they are being hunted. You must perform a U-turn. You must call your energy back. Visualize pulling your power out of their house, out of their mind, and bringing it back into your own heart center. You must become the lighthouse, not the searchlight. A lighthouse does not run around the island looking for boats to save. It stands on the rock. It shines its light. It stays put. When you withdraw your energy, you create a vacuum. The energetic cord between you goes slack. For the first time, they are not being chased. And often, in that sudden silence, that is the moment they finally have the space to feel their own longing. They cannot miss you if you never truly leave their energetic field. The third shift is perhaps the most difficult, yet it is the most crucial. You must practice compassion without access. You can understand their struggle. You can see that they are running from fear, not from you. You can love them deeply from a distance. But compassion does not mean you keep the door unlocked. You must distinguish between understanding their pain and enabling their behavior. You are not a rehabilitation center for an unready soul. You are not a gas station where they can refuel their ego when the third party becomes too draining. You must set a boundary of steel wrapped in velvet. You must internalize the truth that you are the destination, not the backup plan. If they are not ready to unpack their bags and stay, if they are not ready to do the work, then they do not get access to the sanctuary of your presence. You teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. When you close the door to their half-hearted attempts, you are not being cruel. You are demonstrating self-worth. You are showing them that the price of admission to your life is high. Compassion is an internal state of love. Access is an external privilege. They can have your love from afar, but they must earn your presence. This is how you move from waiting to living. This is how you become whole. The journey you are on is not about a relationship with another person. It never was. It is about the relationship between your ego and your soul. The pain you feel, this separation, is the friction of your own expansion. Your avoidant counterpart is playing a role in your story. They are showing you exactly where you are still abandoning yourself. They are showing you where you are still waiting for permission to be whole. Stop waiting. The third party is a mirage. The silence is a defense mechanism. The distance is an illusion. The love that you are seeking is not in the hands of the one who ran away. It is, and always has been, the very fabric of who you are. Let them run. Let them hide in their false refuge. Let them wrestle with their own ghosts. You have a life to live. You have a light to tend to. And remember, what is truly yours cannot be lost, and what is not yours can never truly be kept. Walk in your own power today.